Okay, let's just, cut through all the noise. We're doing a deep dive today into something that sounds simple but is actually profound: common sense finance. Our guide for this is Ben Carlson's fantastic book, A Wealth of Common Sense.
And our mission here is really to give you a shortcut. We want to strip away all that Wall Street jargon, all the complicated formulas. We're talking about the simple, repeatable truths that actually work for real people.
I think the most liberating idea in the whole book is that you absolutely do not need to be a financial genius to build wealth. In fact, trying to be one can actually hurt you.
It's fascinating, right? The core idea is that success is not about IQ. It's about patience, discipline, and, well, common sense. You can look at the data. Even these brilliant professionals, they often fail to beat a simple index.
So how's that?
Because they can't resist tinkering, they get emotional, markets will always move in cycles up and down, but your decisions, they have to stay steady. Simple thinking just consistently wins over that kind of reactionary trading.
That perfectly sets up the first big idea we found, which is the absolute importance of the long view. Carlson says it so clearly. Short-term thinking is the biggest enemy of your long-term returns.
It's the classic behavioral trap. People get ruined by panic when the market, inevitably falls, and they get greedy. They start chasing these hot trends when everything's at a peak.
Right. They're trying to time something that's just not timable.
Exactly.
He has this great analogy for it. He says long-term investing is like planting a tree. You water it, you protect it from storms, but you don't dig it up every week to check on the roots.
That's good. You have to give it time. That's where the compounding happens. Consistency is really the only reward you should be looking for.
And that idea of a long-term vision, it flows right into the next big takeaway. Simplicity always wins. So many people think they need these really complex portfolios.
Or expensive active managers, yeah. We're sort of taught to equate complexity with sophistication.
But the book is so blunt about it. It says, you don't get bonus points for making your investments harder.
So the question is, why should you simplify? It's not just about avoiding stress, it's a financial decision. A simple, low-cost index fund strategy almost always outperforms those complex managed funds over time.
Because of the fees.
It's the fees. They're a killer.
Yeah.
Every dollar you pay in fees is a dollar that isn't compounding for you. So for most investors, simplicity is just. It's mathematically superior.
So if it's not about complex knowledge, what is it about? This brings us to what I think is the most powerful insight for anyone listening right now. Financial success is overwhelmingly about behavior over knowledge. It's an emotional game, not an intellectual one.
Absolutely. This is everything. The difference between people who succeed and those who don't. It usually comes down to behavior. It's the discipline to keep investing your $100 a month when the headlines are all screaming recession.
And the humility to accept you're not going to beat the market every single time.
Yes. It's about avoiding that impulsive sell when your portfolio drops 30%. I mean, you can know the perfect formula, but if you abandon your plan because you're scared, that knowledge is completely useless.
Okay, so that's the key, sticking to the plan. Let's wrap up with the actionable takeaways, the so what for you. The source material is really clear. Keep your investment strategy dead simple.
And focus ruthlessly on your long-term goals. And please, whatever you do, do not chase trends.
And maybe the most important one, automate your investments.
Yes. If you pre-commit to a plan and you automate those deposits, you've just removed your emotional self from your most important financial decision. Consistency isn't about having a huge amount of capital to start. It's just about building a habit and sticking to it.
It really is more of a mindset guide than a finance book. And adopting that common sense mindset, well, that's the only real edge you need.
So since we know financial success relies way more on our messy human behavior than on, being a genius, here's a final thought for you to consider. What is the one single step you can take this week to automate part of your financial plan? Just one thing. How can you shield your future self from the fear and greed that derail almost everyone else?